Hello and welcome. This is going to be episode 1 of the Medali Teracast. For you guys, you'll have this nice overlay, but for Darian and I, we're just in our normal Discord calls, videos on. Darian is not in his room, no light bulb
No.
issues. We are here to talk about episodes 1 and 2 of the new Pokemon Horizons anime. And before we start, we decided we're gonna open a pack of cards for you guys. Something a little extra that we decided to do since Darian spurred the idea in the last video. Alright, so I just grabbed one from the middle.
Okay.
Alright, and you're gonna have to remind me the technique.
It's only one card this time. It used to be 3, now it's only 1.
Okay,
And
so
the first card should be the energy, and the last one should be the rare.
Okay. So I just flip one card to the back?
Yeah, the card that's sitting in the back.
Gotcha.
The card in the back, move it to the front, and it should be the energy.
Okay, I'll try that. Also, I messed up. There we go. Alright, so I've got this thing. And so,
yeah, the little code card.
So
TCGO.
So whatever this card right here, or the card.
If
here.
it's the final card that was in the back, whatever the last card is, that's the one you move to the front.
Okay.
And that card should be whatever the energy.
This should be
card
an
is.
energy. Okay.
Yeah, the energy will be the first
there
card.
It is. Yep.
Okay. So now the final
energy.
card should be the rare. Oh, wait, I got water, so a little bit of a contrast there.
All right. We got Alomomola.
Okay.
We got Palmo.
Okay.
It's kind of blurry, but we'll go with it. We got a Toad School. This is a keeper right here.
Yeah.
And strutting. See, we got Rotom.
Okay.
Rotom there.
On the lighthouse.
Rock chest plate.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that means. It's a Titan.
Okay.
I'm getting all kinds of new Pokemon. I got a Team Star Grunt card.
Okay.
And then we got a nice little Hollow Palmy.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's the reverse. You'll have one more reverse and then the rare.
Yep. Okay. Here we got Halucha.
Okay. And now we get to the
And then the last
special
ain't
card.
no fucking way.
Oh, Maridon?
First
okay.
EX too. First pack. Alright, this video's
nice.
Video's a keeper. We don't have to worry about the video now. The video's perfectly fine.
Alright. So let's see what we got. We got, like I said, we got the water energy first. We have Go-Goat, one of Gita's Pokemon.
Yep.
Champion of Champions. Scatterbug.
Nice.
Okay, Scatterbug. We have Shuppet. Okay. Shuppet's always a good one. Speaking of which, we have
Sprigatito. Nice.
One of the stars. Oh, we got the Tandemaus now. Last time, now we have the Mousehole, the evolution. Ooh. I like this.
Bring that one to your locals.
Okay. We have Crocolore.
Oh, nice. You didn't get Crocolore last time, right?
No, it was just Skeledirge. We have Florges.
Oh, so you have all three now. Nice. Florges.
Okay, Florges. We have Reverse Tropius or Tropius.
Yeah, I think you got one of those last time.
We have a Reverse Pokeball.
Ooh, not bad.
And then the rare is, well, it's not quite as cool as yours, but I got the regular Rhydon. So I have the Koraidon and Rhydon's regular holo.
Nice. This thing's pretty dang sick.
We'll sleeve that bad boy up later. Did you get any sleeves with your stuff?
What a banger. I don't think I bought any sleeves, but I did buy a case to put, so I could put the Palmy, because obviously I love Palmy, and I'll put them Rhydon in. And then next week, we will open another pack from this box, and I'm sure it won't be anywhere nearly as cool as this first opening.
Never know.
But hey, we both got an EX now for the Scarlet Violet set.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start. Alright, so I'm trying to keep it going while I close this box. Alright, so first episode of Pokemon Horizons. It's the first anime that does not have Ash in it. And one thing that I wanted to bring up, Darian, that I haven't said yet, is that our main character just happens to be a girl. And if this were an American production, it probably would have come with a lot more size. I'm sure a lot of American fans are probably tired of the good old fashioned trope of, hey, let's just make our protagonist a girl now. But I think there's a few things that qualify whether or not a character is justified, if that makes sense, right? I would say that for Liko, right? She's a very relatable character. I think we both really enjoyed having her around, right?
Yeah, she's got the more shy disposition of someone her age, like
Yep.
in this new environment.
Mm-hmm.
She's going from Paldea to Kano, living on her own, well, not on her own, but with a roommate, away from her parents. So
Yep. Went off to college
a
at
bit
age
of
10.
wariness and a bit of, I don't know about intrigue, but like just adjustment to the new area.
Definitely. Yeah. So, but the reason why it's so hard in America to go from like a Ash to a Liko is because they usually do it without the intentions of telling a new story. But I think obviously because it's a Japanese production, I hope Twitter isn't, there's not like a weird part of Twitter that's like this. That's why I mentioned it to you. But you know, I think Liko is going to be an amazing protagonist. It is very odd, the pacing, especially because Ash is a more forward-thinking character. But after we've watched the finale, I mean, we could both come to the conclusion that he's definitely grown over the last 2 to 3 seasons. He's definitely grown a lot, and it is good to have that sort of reset point. Liko's not front and center, even though the plot is revolving around her, which we'll get into a little bit. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Having this sort of new slow start. It feels more like a traditional anime, I could definitely say, as an anime fan. All right, so I didn't have a list, but there are quite a few characters introduced. So let me see if I can find them. I could just easy. All right. So we had the full list of characters up now. So we talked a little bit about Liko. Roy was not in the first 2 episodes, which was a little bit of a surprise.
He's not here yet.
Considering that she's going to like a school and stuff, it's pretty interesting. But we did see that Liko met her roommate. I think her name's like Anne.
Yeah, I think so.
And Anne was more of like a typical Pokemon character, very outgoing, a little bit ditzy, similar to Ash. We'll wait and see if Roy fills that sort of hole of like a forward-facing character. But for the meantime, we have Freed.
Yeah.
And Freed, you good?
Yeah, I'm see if I can find that other one. She's not around, but whatever. Anne, we'll go with Anne.
Anne, yeah.
It's not too important in this.
Yeah, she doesn't do too much. So she gets an Oshawott, and Liko gets a Sprigatito, and that's their partner Pokemons. We see a little bit of their school life. And then it kind of just at the end of the first episode cuts to these bad guys who ended up being called the Explorers, and they are currently after Liko and that pendant that she has, the thing that she got from her grandma. And I mentioned it while we were finishing the episode a minute ago. It's kind of funny how she said her grandma, usually with trinkets and stuff, it's like, oh, it's it's a good luck charm for protection. That's like a very popular thing, right?
Yeah.
But it quite literally turned into like a protecting field from like a random stray attack, which is pretty interesting. So let's talk a little bit more about Freed, because I think he's probably the most exciting out of the characters. So he comes in just diving out of the sky like your traditional anime character on his Charizard, his Lizardon. And tell me a little bit about your first impressions on Freed.
Freed, he came in to make the save, but just like, I know we'll talk about it soon, but because there's a lot of unknown right now, so we're getting characters thrown at us left and right. We don't really know who's who, but Freed made a cool save, and we'll get introduced to his friends soon. But he's typical. He's got cool anime character. He's got the Charizard. He's got
the Captain Pikachu
goggles. Yeah, he's got the Captain Pikachu. We'll talk about, but he didn't really do too much in the first episode, so there's not a whole lot to talk on. They get more fleshed out in episode. Yeah, they get more fleshed out in episode 2. So it was a cool battle at the end though with the Explorers and him and his Charizard.
Yeah, so the Explorers showed up at her school, as well as some of the members of the Rising Volt Tackles, which we'll say in English because that's a lot easier for us. It's like Rising Volt Techers, and I forgot that was what Volt Tackle was called, because it's been a very long time since we had Volt Tackle. But let's see, we have their names as well. We got Murdoch, which was the cool guy with
Yeah,
the
with the
Iwanko. Um, the rest of the Pokemon on the ship. Uh, let's see. I'll probably throw an image up of all of them, but there they are.
yeah,
Um, what are the other people's names? Oh yeah, Oreo, your girl Oreo.
Oreo, of course. Come on
Um,
now. And then Molly, the girl
Molly.
with the Chansey jacket.
Yeah. And so we don't see too much of what they do. So Murdoch's the ship's cook. It looks like Molly is the nurse. I think that would make
Yeah,
the most sense, right? Like Molly
yeah.
just be
And then
the ship's
Oreo
nurse.
works around the engines and stuff
Yep.
with the
Yep.
fire
And
moms getting it.
and then Freed's the leader, and
Yeah,
I would say he's technically the captain, although he
yeah,
does defer to the Captain Pikachu, which we saw
yeah.
in the promo art and the trailer. Pikachu knows Thunder Punch, it had Double Team and Volt Tackle so
Volt
far.
tackle.
We didn't see the fourth, right?
And you didn't see it. And it
Didn't see
also
the
has
fourth.
lightning rod because it's still on the thing and
Yeah,
got the lightning bolt.
really
So
cool scene there. And then we also have the bad guys, the explorers. I think every time I tab, we'll see. Every time I tab, I think it does like the normal Discord thing. So we have Amethio, which is the guy with the Sarah Ledge, and he has Zur and Kanya alongside of him. The three of them are explorers. I clicked on the Skarmory to like a page for every single time Skarmory's in the anime. And so these three are the explorers. They have like this weird device that lets them transform into like a suit. And they're after Lilo Independent, and at the end of the episode 2, they get Sprigatito. They managed to grab Sprigatito on the way out. Next episode trailer, they're gonna meet up again and they're gonna fight to get her to get her Pokemon back. So that's basically the synopsis for the first 2 episodes. It's very slow, but that's always good to have at the beginning of a show. It gives you time to have little character highlights. Most of it was Liko though. So let's talk about what we've learned about her overall, real quick.
she develops. Looks like she's going to develop pretty fast as a character
Yeah.
because she started out, like I said, nervous, but then she started to gain confidence because she figured out she's more like her Sprigatito than she thought.
Mm-hmm.
She goes around learning all these new things,
Yep.
trying to increase the bond with her Sprigatito, and they start to eventually catch on and like each other. They listen to each other a lot. Because
Yeah.
like, well, there, and she also has these like existential out of body thinking moments when she's thinking to
Yeah,
herself.
she's
They do one of
definitely
those.
high stress, but it's nice to see that they reined it in very quickly. They showed mostly a time lapse in the first episode of her going from that initial nervous new school to I really do like where I am and I want to keep doing what I'm doing. So she has like her little notepad. She goes around following Yanko, learning all its different locations, to where it goes to sunbathe, and it actually warms up to her a lot faster than I thought it would. But again, like the time lapse happens a lot with that. They have some really good choice scenes, and I think that's one thing that the first episode specifically does very well is that it makes sure to have little moments, little choice scenes, little phrases. I think Liko's main one was "I don't know what you're thinking." She said that a few times,
Hmm.
and she said that in terms of getting to know Sprigatito, and it does end up developing into them sort of like you said forming that initial bond which we were really looking for, because it would really suck if it was like a Charmeleon Charizard situation, or like with Go and his let's see, it goes, what was
It was the
Raboot, right?
Sobble.
No,
Oh yeah,
the
that
mid
and
stage.
it also took a while for the Sobble to get to know him as well.
Yeah,
They had those
yeah.
episodes where he was in the cave and just wouldn't want him. When he's in his little moody teenager phase in his
Yeah,
little
that mid
evolution.
stage evolution phase. I really hope we don't see that again this season because I feel like this anime it's doing enough different, so it'd be really nice to have that continue. So we did talk about the crew. I mean, we don't really know too much about them yet. Obviously, this video is definitely going to be a little bit of us going right back to the little things that we do know, but overall, really good start. Nice. I think it was like an hour long special in Japan. That's probably why we got the second episode translated and out on the internet a little bit later. It was very impressive, I would say, in terms of like the art and the animation. It's luckily closer to what we got for the Journeys anime and not the Sun and Moon anime, because I know everybody kind of hated the way that art style went, and it really did turn me off a lot to the later half, even when they were doing all the cool stuff. What else? Let's see. I wrote characters. I wrote plot, and I wrote nuances. Is there all right? Yeah, yeah. Anything specific that stood out to you that really captivated you with these first two episodes?
Nothing really in particular. I do want to know what's going on with that crazy leafage that
Oh
Sprigatito
yeah,
did at the
yeah.
end
We should
that
have
just
mentioned that.
engulfed the entire ship.
Yep.
Don't know what that was about. Obviously, if you've been around the internet looking at stuff about the enemy, you know about her pendant, about the weird new
Yeah, the
Pokemon,
new
quote unquote, that they
Pokemon.
showed.
It's probably a
That looks
form.
Yeah, it looks like a baby form of the Secret of Area Zero DLC they're going to be doing in the winter, so we'll
Yeah.
definitely learn more about that. I do want to know what school they're going to, because I know in that DLC we're an exchange student.
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
we're going to that exact school. Probably not, but I
Probably
mean,
not. Yeah, that is a good question. I wonder if any of those characters will show up in the anime
yeah.
because we
I
already
didn't see them
saw.
mention the name because they said you're going to go to whatever academy in the DLC, but I don't think they mentioned the name of the school. They just said it's one of the better schools in Kanto, and that's where her
Yeah,
parents went and things like that.
yeah. So, oh yeah, that's another thing that's really important, right? Because a lot of people got upset that the anime was going to quote unquote take place in Kanto, but other than the school, we really haven't had any set locations. We haven't visited any specific Kanto locations. It's all anime exclusive stuff, including the airship that we're on right now. That air. Well, do you remember what the airship was called? It was
I
like
think
the
they said the
Great
name,
something.
and they pointed out in the first episode. They're like, "Oh, the airship. That's kind of a rare sight." And then
Yeah.
next thing you know, we get to
They're looking
see what's
for her, they
going on
find
here.
her,
Let's see what's
all
this
that stuff.
way.
I would say that it we're probably going to have more of a journeys type anime. I called it a while ago, but she's on an airship. There's no way they're staying in Kanto and not going to all these other crazy set pieces and locations. Uh, we're definitely gonna get an Area Zero arc. But what I'm really wondering, Darren, is if we're gonna get some of the DLC characters from that other school in the anime, or something like that. If there's any sort of school-based things that are going to go on that leads Liko to more things that will connect back to the game, because we already have like the school theme is pretty important to the games. The idea of treasure, the idea of travel, all of that stuff is very rooted in the Paldean storyline in the games. So I'm looking forward to seeing them continue the momentum from Journeys and then go and do something really cool at Horizons. We still haven't seen Roy. We don't even know where that guy is.
Yeah, I think he was in the preview for the third episode, so I think he's going to show up.
He was in the opening. We saw the opening.
Yeah.
Honestly, as somebody who is very much in tune with all that stuff, it's a very girly opening. I would say to a detriment because the lyrics sort of trail a little bit too quickly. It's similar to the way that Liko sort of talks and thinks.
Yeah.
So I think that's the
Very
one.
sporadic.
That's the pretty much the only strength to the song currently. I thought it was by a band that I knew. It's not, so I feel kind of dumb about that. I think it's Little Glee Monster. I think it's the name of the band I was thinking of. But I mean, still good opening, great animation. You can see all the characters. That's how we knew that that one guy was the chef. I forget his name already.
Yeah, he was cooking for Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch. Such a cool name. Such a cool name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think for now this is a good place to stop. Things will pick up. We'll get used to this format and we'll get used to doing this whole situation. But this is something that we were both pretty excited for after watching basically all of Journeys together. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that. Next week we will be looking at episode 3, and I don't think they're gonna do 3 and 4. I think it's just gonna be episode 3.
Yeah,
So
I think just this little special they're doing for the first ones.
It'll be a bit more
Part one,
focused.
part two.
We'll open up another pack and comment down below what you thought on the first 2 episodes of Pokemon Horizons. We certainly enjoyed it, and until next time, hope you take care. Wave goodbye. Yeah.